Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly consider subscribing to our channel if you are watching for the first time and click the notification bell. To all our subscribers and our supporters, allow me to thank you in a very special way. Ladies and gentlemen, there is this general feeling that William Samoei Ruto has lost touch with the common man, and that the country is very tired of his policies, especially his appetite to tax everything. Because when he was campaigning, he had assured Kenyans that it was not going to make life more difficult than it was. Actually, he had blamed Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga as the duo who had messed up our economy. 15 months down the line, the cost of living is just too high. Many who voted for him, the hustlers and the mamambogas and the watu wa boda boda, have decided to talk very openly to criticize his policies, and they are now saying that they were hoodwinked. The youths have gone even to the social media. They are now digitally criticizing. They are mocking William Ruto with all his promises, and they are saying that this is Mr. Promise. He promised this. Today, instead of implementing what he promised, he keeps on promising, and he has really earned several names. Mr. Kaunda Uongo Man, Zakayo, several names. But William Ruto has set his eyes on the ball. He wants to win a second term in 2027. His proponents believe that he will still win because they are saying Wembe ni ule ule. The same thing that they did in 2022 is the very thing he will do in 2027. But the $1 million question is this: if he has lost touch with the common man, those who voted for him, how will he win the 2027 elections? And there is this general feeling that if the opposition is not very careful, William Ruto is going to rig the 2027 elections in their very face. And there seems to be a new scheme. And that new scheme is what we call the digital ID, the Maisha Number. Many experts are questioning the rush with which William Ruto is trying to run the Maisha Number. Ever since he announced that he would launch the Maisha Number, lobby groups criticized it. And I remember there is a lobby group called Linda Jamii. They moved to court and they criticized and they said that they want it to be halted. Miguna, who is one of Ruto's friends, criticized it. And they're saying that Kenya is grappling with myriad of challenges. The cost of health and education, the cost of education, the cost of living generally is just too high. And they feel that this is not the right time to indulge into things like digital ID. Miguna even said that even the most developed countries like Canada and US have not launched this program. And he was wondering why a developing country like Kenya should be rushing into it. They are also mentioning that William Ruto had somehow opposed the Huduma number that was launched when they were together with Uhuru Kenyatta. And now he's coming back with it. And remember, Huduma number was declared unconstitutional by the Kenyan courts. And people fear that if William Ruto is not careful, then the Maisha number is going to suffer the same fate as Huduma number. The other thing that is coming out very clearly is that the Huduma number gobbled about 11 billion Kenya shillings. And now we are being told that this government has set aside another 1 billion Kenya shillings. Should it go ahead, should it end up in the hands of the judges and they declare it unconstitutional, then it would mean that we will lose another chunk of money. And so these lobby groups believe that what William Ruto should do is try and marry Huduma number with whatever he wants Maisha number, so that we don't end up losing money. But then what caught many people's attention was the fact that Bill and Melinda Gates company has been awarded the contract to advise on the rolling out of the digital IDs. And I understand that the Melinda and Bill, company has been doing this in several countries. But the people are very suspicious because we are dealing with a very cunning government. Right now, it needs no rocket science. That William Ruto is in office because of the efforts of USA and the UK. That is why King Charles chose Kenya as the first Commonwealth country that he had to visit as a king. And ever since William Ruto was sworn in as a president, he has met several delegations from the US. And they want to ensure that William Ruto succeeds. Bill Gates himself, a man who has been advocating for GMO, has met Ruto severally, secretly, both in the US and in Kenya. And as a result of those meetings, William Ruto decided to award Bill Gates this contract to advise. If America has got interest in the Ruto presidency, and then an American company is awarded this contract, then people feel that this is as good as done. In the Kenyan language, tunasema hii imeenda. Remember when William Ruto was sworn in, the first thing that he did was to lift the ban on GMO that had been put in place by his former boss, Uhuru Kenyatta. And GMO is something that is at the heart of Bill Gates. And this tells us that if we are not very careful, this Maisha number is going to be the link between Ruto and getting to State House next in 2027. People are still wondering, apart from the Bill and Melinda Gates, which are the other companies that are behind this push? Because the Misha number, as has been argued by the opponents of this, they're saying that there is lack of proper public participation. Because our constitution demands that before we roll out any new phenomenon in our country, then the people who power belongs to, because in our constitution it is indicated that power belongs to the people. We only donate it to the president and the members of parliament, so they should be, exercise those powers on our behalf. These people should be given time to exercise their sovereignty, to tell Ruto whether they are ready for this or not. There is lack of participation. But even if people were to go for participation, I don't think it would matter. It would be a mere formality, because I'm thinking of how people reasoned before the passing of the Finance Bill 2023. Everyone opposed that bill, but all the same, the government coerced Parliament to pass it. But that is the argument, that it is being rushed and there is no public participation. There is a risk of breach of data privacy. And I understand that we are working with a constitution that protects us, but the government has left some loopholes. And in fact, it is being it's quoted that this was very open when the wild coin operated in Kenya for more than a year before it was exposed. So many experts believe that this is a way of trying to expose Kenyan digital, secret. The question that I'm asking, is opposition aware of the new scheme? Because many experts believe that William Ruto is a schemer and that this is going to be the new dirty scheme. And you know that Smartmatic is still there, and I believe Smartmatic is still going to be the company that will provide the election materials, the election platform or the path. The Supreme Court is still there intact, all the 7 judges. You know what they did in 2022, and so this time around it is going to be very easy for them. because they have worked together before. They know how to do it. The IEBC is still under reform. And there is a joke in Kenya that if you want to be a president, to become a president in Kenya, it only takes the chairman of the IEBC to declare you. Once you are declared, if your opponent is dissatisfied, he moves to court, the apex court, Supreme Court. And with the Martha Koome still there, you will be told that all your prayers are hot air and you are on a wild goose chase, and they will still declare William Ruto. And so, ladies and gentlemen, many a times Kenyans ignore the red alerts and red flags. This is coming and people talk about it and they let it go. After 2027, you will see people saying, oh, we warned, oh, we knew it was going to happen, oh, this and that. Let us make hay when the sun shines. This is the time that people should talk about this so that the opposition and other experts can look into this and they avert any possibility. Because for an election to be rigged, there must be loopholes that those who rig election will take advantage of. Remember this. The former Chief Justice David Maraga, in his 2017 ruling, said that an election is not an event. Elections or an election is a process that usually begins even with the procurement of materials. In fact, in 2017, it was found out that rigging an election began by procurement. You get the right people. Even in last year's presidential case between Raila and Ruto, it was found out that Chebukati had got two books, and there was a relationship between Wetangula and Smartmatic, the company that was to procure our election materials. And the same group are still there and moved. The Supreme Court, people like Wetangula. In fact, remember in Bungoma is where people believe that the 200,000 votes that William Ruto, the IEBC had said that William Ruto defeated the Azimio with, those are the votes that were found in Bungoma, in Wetangula's county. And so, with all these people still intact, is Azimio aware of these schemes, and are they doing something? Many people talk about it. There are undertones, but we need to wake up and avert any possibility of rigging an election. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.